Okay, this is the last video of the school year, 2019, 2020. Your last lesson is going to be basically a review of things that you learned in middle school probably and just need a refresher on. We are on lesson 13.8, which is on page 460 through 463. And you're going to be doing mean, median, mode, and range. So I'm going to go through the definitions of these, should jog your memory, and then I'm going to use a data set to answer these four things at the bottom: mean, median, mode, and range. So first off, to start, mean, which is another term for average. So they're used interchangeably. What happens is you'll take all the values in the data set, you will add them together, and then divide them by however many of them there were. So if you have 10 numbers, you would add them all up and then divide them by 10. Next is median. Median basically means middle or midpoint. The first thing you'll need to do, and you should do it whenever you start your problems, is go ahead and put your data set in order from least to greatest. Okay, that's if you do not put them in order least to greatest or greatest to least, your answer is going to be wrong. So if you have an odd set, or if you have a set of data and it's an odd set like 7, 11, 13, the number in the middle is going to be the median. But if you have an even set, that means there's going to be two numbers in the middle. And if that happens, then you're going to have to average them to find out what the median would be. Next is mode. Mode is the number that occurs most often. So you just have to look, see which number occurs the most often, and that's the mode. You can have more than one mode. You cannot have any mode. So that can happen either way. Just depends on what they give you. And then last is range. Range is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. And of course, difference means subtract. So be sure to put your numbers in order. Least to greatest, greatest to least. It doesn't matter, just as long as they are in order. So we're going to start out with mean first. So here's my data set, and I have 12 numbers here. All right, and you'll see that I already have them in order. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 13, 22. So I total all of those up, and I'm going to get 121. Okay, you are not through. That's just the total of the data set. Then you'll have to take 12 and divide 121, and you will get the decimal number, and that's fine, 10.083. I'm going to put a repetent over that 3 because the 3 repeats. Okay, so total up the data set and then divide by however many there are. So that's the mean or the average. Okay, next is the median. Okay, this is the number that's in the middle. So since there's 12 that's even, that means there's going to be two numbers that are in the middle. Okay, so we have 5, 22, 6, and 13, 7, 13, 8, 12, 8, 10, and you'll see here 8 and 9. There are two numbers in the middle. So you will add them together. 9 and 8 is 17. Divide by 2 because there's two of them, and you will get 8.5. So let me write out what I did. 8 plus 9 equals 17, And then 17 divided by 2 equals 8.5. Okay? Next is mode. Mode is the number that occurs most often. Here we have 13 that shows up twice, but here is 8 that shows up 1, 2, 3 times. So mode is 8. Okay? And then last, range. It is the difference between the largest and the smallest number. So 22 minus 5 is going to be 17. Okay, so this is probably the easiest lesson or the less stressful lesson out of the whole book. And really, it's practical math. It's something that you will probably use more than you will solving quadratic equations. Mean, median, mode, and range, what that's doing is finding a central tendency, or what a data set is kind of centering around. These things are used in polling, not just political polling, but trying to find, shopping trends, different things like that. So take your time. Be sure that it is in order. Your data set is in order from least to greatest or greatest to least, whichever you prefer. But please put them in order before you start doing your calculation.